buttons.
No button. Hey-oh.
Yeah.
Hey-oh.
Live
Live
from radio opens.
Live from Netflix Television Studios in Long Island City, New York. It's a Thursday quiz show. Thursday here at Business Space. What kind of a name is that? Thursday Quiz Show Thursday. Why can't they come up with a better name for us?
Who's they? Isn't they you?
Joined as always by Emma Oatmeal Lurking. Why do I always introduce Emma when she clearly doesn't work here anymore?
I don't know. I don't know why you introduce her. She does work here. You just introduce her when she's not here.
And that's Matthew Mascardi. I'm the guy with the shirt in today's strawberry-filled scarf of bitter ESG nuggets called June 16th, 2022. A big fat fun quiz for Matt Mascardi. Hey-o!
Let's do it.
This is ridiculous.
We're actually deep in like radio voice this morning. Hey-o!
All right, well, because you did so well on the quiz last week, Matt, even my Courtney pointed out to me.
Yeah.
She's like, wow, Matt really nailed that. In fact, you got like some Amazon-related question within like $20, and she was floored.
That was pure
winner,
dumb luck.
Mascardi.
That was pure dumb luck. I'm happy to be
because
dumb.
of that. Because of that, I'm going to keep the format basically the same. No multiple choice for you. You don't need that.
No,
you
I don't.
can basically
forget it.
Plus, you figured out my brain anyway, and you know how to answer those multiple choices. So
because it's usually a grammar joke.
Okay, here we go. Natura. Remember the company Natura? When we had a show called the Blowhard Index, you convinced me to
invest.
Invest, yeah.
It's
a
they
B
did
Corp,
terribly.
Maybe.
They did terribly, yeah.
Yeah. South America.
It's makeup in Brazil, I believe.
Yeah. Natura. Here's the headline. Natura's CEO to step down in shakeup at Brazil cosmetic maker. Okay, so here's what's happening. CEO and executive chair Roberto Marques stepping down. They're also eliminating its sustainable growth officer and its chief transformation officer. Okay, that's a lot.
Wow, aren't those all the woke positions they just got rid of?
How did the company describe the moves?
Oh, wow. Well, first of all, it's definitely going to be a move in the right direction. And they're definitely going to thank them for their incredible efforts, for getting them to this place where they're incredibly successful. But I think it's got to be a milestone. They got to call it a milestone.
Milestone.
Oh! They didn't say it was a milestone. That feels sad to me.
Here's the quote: "The moves will simplify the company structure."
Oh,
that's a good way of describing firing a bunch of executives.
When you have 30% less executives, it is simpler.
It is, and here's another reason why I picked this story. Didn't we predict that there was going to be a backlash against chief sustainability officers? Did we not predict this? I thought we did.
We were hoping that they would become CEOs. We were waiting for that. But
we
that did
we
not
talked about
happen
how it's,
so much.
They're ostensibly a greenwashy executive positions, and unfortunately they're held by a lot of women. But it doesn't surprise me that this is going to be. Okay, let's predict it now. This is going to be a position that's going to be slashed, I bet, in the near future. That's my.
You think so? You think we're going to have no more sustainability officers?
Well, A, we're in the anti-woke, anti-ESG battle, and B, they're women, so
Actually, that makes them harder to cut. Oh, unless you're willing to take you have two women in executive positions, arguably three. What are they?
Head of human resources.
Correct.
General counsel, head of legal.
Correct.
And then anything
and
ESG.
Sustainability, ESG.
I mean, you're laughing,
related.
but it's true. We have the data to back it up.
In which case, if you're talking about you got 10 to 12 executives and the only three women are those same three positions, and you got one of those positions because it's a little too woke for you, that also tends to be the person of color, mind you. I don't know.
Well, let's see.
It's got some brand risk attached.
Because I wonder if this anti-ESG backlash is going to trickle into women in leadership. I wonder if like the numbers of women on boards and executive positions, I wonder if it's going to start to stagnate, if it's going to plateau or even diminish. I don't know, because it's people still, they lump those things together somehow in their pea brains. They do.
I
Sorry. They do.
I like the amount of pea
All right,
brains
come
that
on.
exists. Really, let's do it. Come on.
Back to the quiz.
Okay, let's do it.
Ryanair finally drops racist Afrikaans test. Remember we talked
Aw.
about this last week.
That's
They're
sad.
dropping a requirement for South African passengers, asking them to fill out a questionnaire in the Afrikaans language. Remember, this was the Dutch-derived language associated with the apartheid regime. Okay, so
Yeah,
this is
that-
a crazy racist test.
That I actually saw is the third most spoken language, not the top spoken language. So it's a test in the third most spoken language.
Here's the question. Why did CEO Michael O'Leary, who we've been featuring a lot in this show, why did he say he was dropping the test?
Oh. Probably because it didn't make any sense to do anymore.
Whoa!
Like he must have said, he wasn't going to
Matt,
say that they made an error. He said,
You nail. Do you have the teacher's copy of this test? You have the
no, I
student
don't have
copy,
the
right?
teacher's guy.
You absolutely nailed it. Here's the quote: "We have ended the Afrikaans test because it doesn't make sense anymore."
Wow, all right.
So the racist abhorrent test made sense, I guess.
It did
up
make
until
sense.
yesterday.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense now. It doesn't.
I guess. What a jerk! But that Matt, incredible. I mean, we could stop the whole thing right now. You killed
Wow.
everything.
Clearly based on the amount
Amazing.
of sound effects.
Amazing. Bonus question: how did CEO Michael O'Leary respond with the accusation that the Ryanair had been engaging in racial profiling? How did he respond to that?
That's
One
going to
word.
be
One word
patently
answer.
false. False.
I expect a little bit more out of your answer.
Ridiculous.
Closer. He said rubbish.
Well, I'm not British. Or I'm
True.
not Irish.
Irish.
I'm not anything.
Moving on. The headline is Meet the Mother-Daughter Mutual Fund Team who beat 97% of their peers over the past decade. Okay, Matt, of the 10,000 or so funds available to U.S. investors, how many were run by all-women investment teams as of the end of 2020, according to Morningstar? Out of those 10,000, I'm looking for a number. All-women investment
an
teams.
actual number.
An actual number, according to Morningstar.
And it can't have a decimal place because my guess is it's going to be like 0.2.
No decimal places.
I'm
Actual
gonna
number, not a percentage. Actual number.
I'm going to say as an
10,000
actual number,
funds. 10,000 funds.
17.
Oh. You're really pessimistic today. It's a horribly low number. It's 179, but no, it's not 17.
Wow.
You're impressed by that?
Yeah,
179 out of 10,000?
That's more than 1%. It's 1.79%.
By contrast, what percentage of funds are managed by all male teams?
Oh, 96%. Like I think
70%. All male. 70%. That's a lot.
Look, the reason why I'm saying that is because I looked at everyone,
Right.
and I mean everyone. If you haven't
10,000.
seen this, we did this at BlackRock's actively managed funds. We looked at every single portfolio manager. There's over 100. And the number of all male teams was like 90%. It was all male teams.
But I don't know how people aren't more shocked by this.
I don't know how they're not
yeah.
either. And we did it as a case study in like, how would you think that these people are going to vote their proxies for diversity? Like, why would we be shocked that they vote against diversity, shareholder proxies if the teams are all men? All of them. Like,
Crazy.
why is that
mean, that's the
shocking?
thing is, it's not just like male dominated. It's all men. All
Now
men.
I feel that actually makes me feel more hopeful because the least woke is BlackRock
right.
relative to average, and they are the current anti-woke target of wokeness. It's just
All right,
so
now you're confusing me.
confusing.
Let's go back
I'm
to the
confused. There's so much things.
Renault CEO says Russia can't source key automobile parts. Russia will be forced to produce vehicles without which basic features?
Steering wheels.
That's the good answer. I wish that was the answer actually. The actual
I just
answer
love that.
Yeah. The actual answer is airbags and anti-lock braking systems. Ooh.
Anti-lock brakes is something important to have in Russia. It gets
I would
cold
say
there.
so.
There's a lot of ice.
Yeah, I would say airbags seem important too.
You know,
Okay.
give or take.
Okay. Moving on. Governor Ron DeSantis responds to Elon Musk's likely vote for him for president. Remember, I think we talked about this some point this week. Elon Musk said he'd likely back Republican Governor Ron DeSantis for president in 2024. DeSantis was asked to respond, and he said he'd, quote, welcome support from blank. From what?
Oh, I'm cheating here because I saw this.
Oh, okay.
Because it was
this is real.
ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous.
This is a real quote. He said he would welcome support from African Americans.
Yeah. This is what we've come to.
I cannot.
Yeah.
I don't think we can overstate how absurd an answer that is.
I don't think absurd is it's not the right use of that word. I think
you don't think so?
Yeah. No, I think the adjective you're looking for is a bit more negative, I think.
If Ron DeSantis was a Russian automobile, would he have a steering wheel? Or that's the real question.
Yeah, it's I think he'd have like a series of ropes, like frayed ropes.
Like pulleys.
Yeah, pulleys. All right, moving on.
It would be pulled by a horse.
You notice that everything involving Elon Musk, every single story, and again, this is the CEO of a S&P 500 company. He's actually CEO of like 17 S&P 500 companies. But
I'd imagine, yeah.
You notice that every story involving this guy is vomit-inducing? Did you ever notice that?
I have, because we keep covering them.
Well, it's not my fault.
I keep vomiting in my mouth.
Not my fault. Moving on, this is an annual tradition. Burger King Austria's ad agency apologized for its much criticized Pride Whopper campaign. I don't know why these corporations paint rainbows on things every Pride month, but they do.
Yeah.
The ad features burgers with what, Matt? What are they apologizing for exactly?
Well, first of all, having a Pride Whopper is probably something worth apologizing
I would say
for.
that's a good start.
I mean, I don't know that we need to go much farther
Pride
than that.
Whopper. Pride Whopper.
If we're going farther than that,
what is happening? Yeah.
Did they actually coat the burger in colorful something that is inedible?
Oh, interesting. Okay, the answer. Okay, here's the answer. Matching buns, including one with two tops and two bottoms. So they're making fun of they're tongue-in-cheekily making fun of the describing gay men as either tops or bottoms. That's the joke.
Wow,
that's the joke. Yeah, that's where they went with the Pride Whopper. Burger King
not
Austria.
sure
Pride
that's
Whopper. Jesus, I mean, I don't know what to say. Maybe just don't have a Pride Whopper. Maybe
Look,
just write a check.
Here's an important thing to consider.
Yeah.
A very important thing to consider. When these things come out, do you know how many layers of bureaucracy it has to go through in order to approve it? It's not like a local manager of the store. You have marketing departments.
Former company, yeah.
You have legal departments. You have teams. You have middle management. Then it goes to upper management. People everywhere have to approve this. That means that whatever picture you saw that like celebrates the Pride Whopper, they first said Pride Whopper's a good idea. Second said that's pretty funny. Let's go with that.
I think what you're saying, Matt, is that several straight men okayed this ad campaign. Is that what you're saying? Several straight white men, I'm guessing, in Austria.
Even if it was all gay men somehow doing it. Like
somehow I doubt that.
It's not. I'm going to go with not a good idea.
Moving on, the headline is Netflix is planning a Squid Game reality show. Yeah, that's right. Squid Game reality show with a record $4.56 million cash prize. This actually reminds me of the story we covered last year where they got a bunch of teachers together, I think in Minnesota or North Dakota, and they let loose a bunch of $1 bills, and they scrambled for it, and some horrible.
It was like the saddest, most horrid
Squid
thing.
Game-esque. Yeah,
and
for school supplies.
That was so
not
they
even
could
for
get
them.
school
Not even
supplies,
for them.
Right.
For
It was so they could help teach.
Okay, so this is inspired by Squid Game. It will have 456 players competing for a $4.56 million reward. Here's the question, Matt. What was the combined pay of co-CEOs Reed Hastings and Ted Sarandos last year? Remember, the prize in this game is $4.56 million. What's the combined pay?
Do you die if you lose in this game, like in the Squid Game?
Remains to be seen. Remains to be seen.
I'm very excited to find that out. It's like
maybe you don't die. Maybe you become a third co-CEO.
Ooh, what is a third co-CEO? Is it a
tricolored?
Is it tri-CEO?
Yeah.
Is it a pride CEO? Yeah. Let's say the take-home pay.
Yeah.
Is probably in the combined region of 200 million.
Well, you're overshooting it, but you are alluding to something important. So, okay, the combined take-home pay was $79 million. Bonus question: what was the value of the options exercised by Reed Hastings last year? How much did he actually put in his bank account last year?
Didn't he take
what's the
home
number?
Like 120 million in options or something like that?
You're underselling it, but again, you're on the right track. $452 million.
Wow, I didn't just undersell it.
Yeah. $452 million. I like how we almost have symmetry there because the prize is 4.56 and he got 452 million. So we're almost there.
We're almost at 1%.
Bonus question part two. Bonus question part two. What percentage of Netflix shareholders rejected the pay plan for the co-CEOs?
This is hard. They're unhappy. It depends. Did they lose subscribers before the vote or after the vote? Because if they lost them before the vote, I think that they would reject it more because they'd be so upset.
Right.
So I'm going to go with 37%.
Rejected it?
Rejected.
You have dyslexia. Reverse those numbers. A full 73% in their own Squid Game over at Netflix. 73% said no to this horse shit over at Netflix. That's a
Did
big
they get
number.
paid it anyway, though? Because it's an advisory vote.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Non-binding. So they got their own Squid Game.
Ted.
And finally, bonus question part three. While Netflix capitalizes over the glorification of watching desperate people battle to the death in silly kids games, are Netflix directors required to stand for election annually in front of Netflix shareholders? Are they required?
No, it is a class system.
That's the answer.
Yeah, it's a class system. I like that bonus question because I got it right.
Okay, moving on. Oh, former Yahoo...
This is I have to say, this is the favorite moment of my week. I love these
because of all the sound effects.
Because of all this, I love that you run the sound.
See what Emma's missing? Come on, Emma. Former Yahoo CEO Marissa Mayer. Mayer.
Yeah.
Mayer. We haven't talked about her in a while.
I know she's a favorite.
She did what to build a pool at her Palo Alto mansion? What did she do?
Okay, I know this answer.
Oh.
First of all.
Yeah,
and I know it because
any
I read the news.
Okay.
But I'm actually upset that this is even a story. I almost picked this earlier this week as like such a gross thing. Okay, so she tore down 3 houses, right, to build her pool. I'm upset about it because if Marissa Mayer were a male billionaire CEO,
I don't believe this.
I do. I don't think that this is like I think this is like a thing that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Like Mark
Zuckerberg
you might be right. Bought
you might be right.
a fucking island.
And we cover that. We cover that.
But this is just purely for the outragey clickbait.
Look, you might be right, but I'm going to say
no, you're right.
Because I think this is really just about big data CEO excess.
Now leave her alone. I don't know. Who cares? Leave her alone. Yeah. Who cares? Move on. She's nothing.
Just to provide the color here. Matt's right. She tore down 3 houses. She bought them for about $800,000 each, just so she could make a pool. But good for her.
I mean, $800,000 is like chump change if you made.
Does it get hot out there? I thought it was actually quite pleasant out there. I don't even know.
It gets warm. Climate change.
Warm.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to the show. Back to the quiz, I should say. How did MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor defend his decision to turn his company's stock into a highly leveraged Bitcoin bet?
I read about the fact that they actually have like a capital cushion up for this, so it's like not quite as bad as it could be.
Okay.
Did he
say? Here's a quote. Very honest quote. That's a hint.
Honest quote. Oh.
Yeah.
Did he say I'm an idiot?
I'm going to give you credit for that.
Oh, really?
Good job. He said his quote's a little bit better, but here's the quote. This is why this is how he's defending his decision to turn his company's stock into a highly leveraged Bitcoin bet. He said, "I can't come up with a better idea."
Wow, that is.
I like that,
That
right?
is succinct.
Pretty
His answer
straightforward.
is better than mine. You're right. He gets more credit.
But you're basically there. You're basically there. Okay.
I couldn't come up with a better. Was that a real answer? Like a
Yeah,
real,
he told that
you
to
really
CNBC yesterday in an interview with CNBC. This is not something I'm
So
making
they
up.
said,
You think I make all
why
this
did
up?
you do this? And he said, I couldn't think of anything else.
No, that was what he had.
Wow.
Very GameStop-y of him. Very
Wow.
AMC GameStop-y of him.
When's that shareholder vote?
Moving on. Oh, this is one for you, Matt.
They're all for me. I'm the only
Yeah,
one
I know.
here.
Which Disney-related headline do you like best?
Oh, I like these. I can't get them
Disney
wrong.
is selling a $110,000 per person private jet tour of its 12 global theme parks. That's a 24-day private jet tour. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
I know you'd like to do that, probably, maybe.
Okay,
Or this
no.
headline, Twitter axes company-wide trip to Disneyland to cut costs ahead of all-hands meeting with Elon Musk.
Oh. I don't like
Yeah.
either of these headlines.
Oh.
This is
I think
is
you. I
hurtful.
think that's the wrong answer. Actually,
No, because look, Twitter staff.
Mhm.
No matter how much you like Twitter or don't like Twitter, or feel about how much they get paid to effectively, be a platform for racism and misogyny, they probably do work pretty hard, and it's probably
Sure.
really sad to them that a diaper baby billionaire is taking them over and making arbitrary decisions about them. And that trip to Disneyland was probably the only thing in their lives that they were looking forward to.
The only
in the
thing.
next few. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Not
and quitting.
Squid Game
or
season
getting
2 on
fired.
Netflix. Yeah.
Definitely not that. But a $110,000 private jet tour
24 days.
sounds like I couldn't think of something I wanted to do less.
Yeah, it sounds like hell.
I
Sounds like
literally,
hell.
I
Across the
literally
globe.
can't think of anything I want to
Yeah.
do less than that.
In a VIP configured Boeing 757.
And it's Boeing. I'll just drop a Boeing in there.
right.
Like, hopefully it's a Max.
Wait, so what
8.
did you
No,
pick?
I'm
Did you-
gonna. I guess I'm gonna pick Twitter, because I can't. It's just terrible. Yeah, I can't get it wrong. It's just my
Okay,
preference.
I know, but still, you got it right.
like
Moving
that.
on. Amazon held how many mandatory anti-union meetings each day in the weeks leading up to the Staten Island union vote? These are mandatory
day?
anti-union meetings each day, and this is disclosed by an Amazon official, so this isn't like hearsay, or this is each day mandatory anti-union meetings vote.
Every day they had this many meetings.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's see. If you're working a 10-hour shift, once an hour is 10.
Okay.
But there's got to be a bathroom break. I'm going to say 9. I'm going to say 9 for lunch break and bathroom.
Do they get bathroom breaks at Amazon? That's a double.
Well, they do get 12 seconds to pee in the bottle, right?
Let me check. Yes, that's
Yeah.
true. The answer is actually a little bit more shocking. 25.
Wait, no,
25.
Wait a minute.
This is according to an Amazon official who's testifying yesterday. Yeah.
No. All right. So if we assume there's a 10-hour shift, that's
Yeah.
600 minutes of time. If you divide that by 25, that's 1 every 24 minutes.
I don't know what to tell you.
How long is the meeting? It must be a 1-minute meeting, right? 25 minutes of meetings?
Maybe they hand you the pee bottle and that's the meeting length? I have no
The
idea.
meeting is like, come in here, don't unionize, go back to work. That's the meeting?
Okay, sure. Yeah. All right. And finally,
What is
for the great
that?
quiz
Finally,
show,
my favorite.
June 16th, 2022. Here we go. Oh, happy birthday, Courtney. I wanted to add that in. Just in
Look
case
at
she's
you.
listening.
By the way, if you're in the Portland area this summer, Portland, Maine,
Summer. I think August?
Courtney, Damien's significant other, is
Yeah.
in a show
Yeah. Absolutely.
we're having a company gathering and going to,
Mayo
which
Street
Damien
Arts.
doesn't know about yet.
Keep Emma away, though, because she has a lot
Viral?
of communicable viral diseases.
A lot
That's
of?
not true. That's not true. All right,
Wait,
moving
a
on.
lot of.
Come on, let's finish the quiz. I don't want to get fired. Here we go. And finally, here are 3 headlines that amused me. Tell me why for each one.
Oh, I gotta get this. I gotta get in your head. I like that. Okay, let's see.
First one: production at bedeviled baby formula factory halted by storm. That one's obvious, right?
This is obvious. First of all, the word bedeviled. Second of all, you got the alliteration in the adjacent alliteration. It's all about that. Production at bedeviled baby formula factory halted by storm. It's like
you could have just said the whole thing, really. Yeah, but you got that one right. Next one: Tesla CEO reveals presidential leanings as crash numbers revealed.
Oh, you like the double reveal? First of all, like.
I didn't even think
the
about
presidential
that. But that's true. That's
as
true.
crash numbers revealed. Like we couldn't come up with 2 different words for that. Double reveals. What we went with. And then I'm going to go with the juxtaposition. Neither of those things are related. Presidential leanings and crash numbers are not related in any way.
Okay.
And the word leanings. Leanings.
I hate to tell you on this one, but I'm gonna have to give you a.
Oh.
I just thought this was a fabulous way of finally deflating a massive CEO ego. I just like how straightforward it is. Tesla CEO reveals presidential leanings as crash numbers revealed. It seemed like a takedown to me. I don't know. It just felt like a takedown.
I don't think any of that is. I don't think I think it's an arbitrary clickbait of something. Like you're either going to go for the presidential leanings or you're going to go for the crash numbers, right?
No,
so they've got you both.
You might be right. I don't know why I like that one. And finally,
okay, so then you buzz yourself because you don't even know why.
And finally, here's the headline. This is, I guess this is according to KPMG, according to a report, but here's the headline. Now the hard work begins on ESG.
Oh. I mean, we were analysts for a decade. You were for longer.
Now the hard work begins.
Now it begins.
I said it wrong.
Really?
Now
we didn't do
the
it.
hard work.
We didn't.
Now the hard work begins. On
Good.
ESG.
Good. I'm glad that no one thinks we did any hard work for the 10 years that we did the hard work.
Exactly.
I mean, just to be clear, KPMG.
Yeah.
For 3,000 years.
Now the hard work begins.
3,000 years, investors were trying to figure out more about what the people they lend to or the companies what they do, right?
Yeah. Now
shareholder
the hard work
advocacy.
Begins.
Now it begins.
Now.
Yeah. I think I got it.
Yeah, you got it. All right, that's it. That's all I got. That's the show. Hey-o.
I wish we could do this every day, but I'm glad that we don't. That is Damien Rawlis. I am Matt Muscardi. We are.
Wait, can I add one more thing? No. I might be a little bit late, but can I just tell you the first part of the quote from KPMG too? The first part of their quote.
Oh, please.
The low-hanging fruit has all been achieved.
The low-hanging fruit.
Sorry,
are you kidding me?
Okay, we're done.
You just make me angry. If you like this, come back tomorrow. We're going to do a weekly wrap-up. I am out next week, but I am not off the air because next week, Matt Muscardi, your very own, will be on the Sustainability Story, the CFA podcast with Matt Orsag. That's right. I'm going to be on another podcast talking about ESG stuff. In fact, it looks like the podcast is going to be called ESG Ratings.
Yeah.
Here's the title. ESG Ratings, What They Were Meant to Do, How They Are Misused. The description.
Great. I'm looking our audience looking forward to that.
The description, we're going to discuss ESG ratings, how they've been used correctly and incorrectly.
Okay.
We're going to we talk a lot about board sabermetrics, what we do here at Free Flow. And we talk about Italian rugby players who have podcasts. This is something that came up. Yeah.
We will plug it. We will plug that show. Give us the information, man. We'll plug it all next week.
We'll plug it all next week. I won't see you next week, but I will see you tomorrow. Until then.